Annyeonghaseyo, this is meowmurai. Let's continue our game of East 10 Nordics running on PC.
After what you did on Kalon and Fallen, after all your little interferences, you dare sully my fort with your filthy presence? Karja, Adol, how much further must you torment me before you'll be satisfied?
You started all of this when you raided Karnak. Who in hell is this vessel you're after? And why are you trying to find him?
You mind your tongue, girl. The vessel is the one who will become our liege.
Your liege?
We Grieger of the Trident were born into this world from our human liege. And it is they whom we admire and respect above all else, who we long to serve with every fiber of our beings. Putrid whelps like you would do best not to speak of matters you know nothing about.
You were born from them?
Grieger born from a human? How can that be? And if it's true, then why do you look down on us humans?
How dare you even presume yourselves an equal to our liege? No matter the era, you humans never change. You constantly discriminate, categorize, and restrict one another with all your little labels and rules and lines in the sand. In this way, you mask your fears and anxieties, shackling yourselves for the illusion of comfort and safety. Why, oh why, do you so desperately long to cast all your freedoms aside?
That's not true at all.
Oh? Think back to the people of Karnak. They, like all humans, spent their days under another's thumb. And to what end? That is precisely why I make them into my puppets. To liberate them from that wretched existence. Karja, Adol, come join their ranks and experience true freedom. Allow me to liberate you. To me! You half-wit! Out of my sight! How shall I have you squeal for next?
Gotta figure out a way to pin her down, Adol.
You half-wit! Out of my sight! You half-wit! Out of my sight! You will come to regret this. Out of my sight! Fire and ice! Sorry.
How can you go down like this? You're kidding.
Whoops.
Get this
Allow
done!
me to liberate you. You half-wit! How shall I have you squeal for next?
You gotta figure out a way to pin her down, Adol. All right, let's move.
That helps.
You will come to regret this. Out of my sight. Think you can dodge this?
Messed up.
Out of my sight.
Gotta tough it out. I gobbled that right up.
To me! How's that?
You have it. Away with you. Out of my sight. You have wit.
Fire in the hole!
You have wit. Flittering about.
Someone's losing ground fast. Hope you're ready for some just desserts, you're...
Something's wrong.
Lost. Impossible. You cretins! How could this be? Othar warned me that young humans could improve at a rapid pace, but...
Wings? Where did those come from?
What are your plans in the Marine Triangle?
As though I'd ever tell you! First you scar my face, and now you have the gall to pile even more indignity upon me! But even if you manage to get through here, you'll never make it all the way to the Marine Triangle. The Balta Sea Force will come to know true despair in the waters ahead. I promise you this.
Blood and thunder. You let her get away.
At least we understand. At least we understand things better now.
Aye. Guess we'll just have to be happy with that for the time being.
Adol and the others search for the remaining Ilmer villagers inside the fort. In the process, several more puppet Grieger were found, purified, and rescued. Eventually, the safety of all previously kidnapped residents was confirmed. I got quite a few people on my ship now.
Thank you so much for everything. You brought my dad back safe and sound.
I'm really sorry you had to go through that, son.
I put you in danger all because I wasn't willing to listen to Grandpa and Roggle.
That's enough of that. You probably would have been more willing to listen to us if we'd been better about listening to you. Let's talk things over. Not just about fishing, but about how we'll all move forward from here.
I'd like that, Roggle.
Adol, Karja, we truly can't thank you enough. I shudder to think what might have become of us if you hadn't shown up.
It's all thanks to your plan.
Well, technically, our plan didn't really work in the end. The only reason things ended up coming together was because of your quick thinking and unwillingness to give up.
Hey, if you ask me, you guys were really impressive holding back the white whale and nothing but a few fishing boats.
It was magnificent. You overcame all the odds like true men of the sea.
You folks sure know how to bring a smile to an old man's face.
It just occurred to me, Bud. Are you the rest of the Sandras's crew? Never in all my years would I have expected you to be a gaggle of teenage tenderfoots.
I see. What happened to Karnak? It must have been very hard for you, losing your home. And yet, despite that...
More like because of it, actually. We can't let any more people suffer the way we did.
Gren. Yeah, you're right.
Well, at the very least, you'll always be welcome here in Ilmer. It can't replace the hometown you grew up in. But we got all the fresh fish you can eat.
That sounds wonderful! Oh, thank you so much.
Mayor Clement, your town sure has some brave, commendable kids in it. Sometimes it can be hard for us old-timers to remember what it was like to be their age. But when I see them working so hard, it makes me feel like we still have a lot left to give.
I appreciate the kind words, Chief. Having said that, Gren, there's no need for you and the others to be on the Sandras any longer.
What?
Mr. Carpent has informed me of the course of events so far. By the sound of it, you've made great efforts to overcome every hardship within your means. And I thank you for saving me and everyone else you've come across. However, there's no need for you to continue putting yourselves in harm's way. Leave the rest to Adol and the Baltus Sea Force.
Hold on a damn minute! We did all this, got this far all on our own. We've learned so much from working with Adol and Karja. And now you want us to just...
Yes, you've learned a lot. I'm not denying that. So why not back off while you're still alive and put that experience to good use? Do you really think you're capable of doing anything against those inscrutable monsters? Yes, things might have worked out for you so far. But are you confident you can continue to face them, despite not being able to use mana?
Confident? You want me to be confident? Well, I'm not, okay? What do you mean by confident anyway? Being so prepared that there's not a single chance the slightest thing might go wrong? If that's what I need to wait for, then I'd be sitting around preparing till the day I die! This situation is sink or swim. Why are we even having this conversation?
Excuse me, Mayor Clement.
Mirabelle?
Do you remember back when the town was burning down around you? You came and tried to save us. I think Gren is just feeling the same way you did at that moment.
From what I hear, he pleaded with the Baltus Sea Force all by himself to join in and help rescue his fellow townsfolk. It's understandable for a father to worry after his son. But do you truly find any fault in his feelings? Or the actions he's taken?
Every parent has a responsibility to ensure the safety and happiness of their children. As a father yourself, Chief, I'm sure you can understand that. If you'll excuse me.
Oh my! He went right for the throat there.
The mayor's still the same as ever, even in spite of everything that's happened.
Damn it.
Let's set sail, Grin.
Huh? Oh, you betcha. Let's get everything prepped and cast off.
Speaking of father-son troubles, we've got another problem we still need to deal with. Wonder what he's planning to do now.
Damn it, went to all the trouble heading off to battle with Thomas. And before I knew what hit me, I was turned into a monster. Made me look like a total buffoon. I swear if those bastards weren't immortal, they'd really get it. I'd slice them all to pieces. My swordsmanship is legendary, Yano. When am I finally gonna get a chance to show it off? Fishing boats that you make have a pretty unique design, Mr. Alf. If you wouldn't mind, I'd love to hear all about it for future reference. The way I see it, boats and people are all just parts of a bigger whole, nature itself. If you can accept everything for what it is, you can make an ally out of anything. Was any of that supposed to make sense? You know what? The structure of boats is a lot like those of the longships Uvar taught me about. That would explain how you got yours to be so swift and sturdy. I assume it's a shipbuilding technique unique to the Normans, but if that's the case, then how do you know them, Mr. Alf? Who's to say? If you open your ears to the voice of nature, it just might guide you to your answers. I can't keep up with this at all. Let's just leave them to their obsessions and move on. Mr. Alf has such fascinating stories to tell. I guess there are some things you just can't learn from a book. I'll make good use of what I pick up on the Sandras too, so look forward to seeing some improvements. Think I can ask you to say thanks to that friend of yours for me? I believe you call her the Sandras. I owe her one for helping to save not only our villagers, but also our pal, the White Whale. This doesn't come close to repaying the favor, but if there's anything I can do to help, all you need to do is ask.
What makes for a truly stunning ship? She's looking mighty fine now. You become one with the ship. Anything else I can help with? Swing by.
I'm glad my dad and Raggle finally made up. For grown-ups, they sure do need a lot of looking after. Well, for starters, you better take the day off and get some rest. Yeah, I'll do that. Thanks, Raggle. When you come down to it, talking about protecting the village is a lot easier than following through with it. I'm starting to understand why my dad is always so cautious about stuff like this. Kid learns one hard lesson and he thinks he's seen it all. Good to see the White Whale's free of whatever nastiness was possessing him. He's an old one too, after all. Been around even longer than I have. I'll have to do something to make up for being so rough with him next time we meet. You can get up at the crack of dawn, spend all day out on the water, and still not catch even a single fish. I always used to think we were falling behind the times, making a living off something so unstable. But it's thanks to my dad and Raggle that all of us made it back in one piece. Guess you could say it's given me a lot to think about.
What do you...
Bracelets. Let me hold off a little bit. I think I'm still broke. So, and be careful. It's a little too hard to believe that youngins were turned into monsters, but either way, I'm glad to see them home, alive and well. That said, I get the feeling Gil didn't learn a single thing from the experience. Honestly, when will that man stop putting on airs? Thank goodness Brian came home safe. Thanks a bunch to both of you. The Baltic Force is so much more reliable than I thought. I'd love to close up shop early and go with Brian right this second. But there's no way we'll get away with that when my grandpa's watching. I guess we'll have to put off our date for now. Okay, I was just wanting to order some lunch, but okay.
It'll be just a moment. Okay, here's your order. Do you want anything else? Looking forward?
It's a relief to see Tomas and the others back safe. To be honest, on some level, I think I had given up on them. After all, the seas are a battlefield, full of Normans, pirates, and even the Grieger. I know you're used to sailing these waters, but the danger is still as real for you as anyone else. Don't get complacent.
Welcome. A pleasure. Anything else you need? I wait.
You've truly done us a great service. We won't be forgetting how much we owe you anytime soon. Thus far, our village has gotten by without the Baltic Sea Force's help, but after meeting you two, my impressions have changed. I'll need to think long and hard about it first, but it seems cooperating might not be such a bad idea after all. Sob, thank goodness, thank goodness. I've been so scared. I was starting to think you'd never come home. Sorry to put you through that, Lotta. Your big brother's just fine now, I promise. We really owe the both of you. I don't know how I can ever thank you enough. And I guess the same goes for all the old folks in town too. To be honest, I always used to think they were a bunch of cantankerous old nags. Pay more attention to the livestock, they'd say. Muck out the barn more often. Felt like it never ended. I just might have to start listening to their advice a little more carefully from now on, though. So I poked my head into Nina's place a moment ago. And would you believe she wound up bawling just as much as Lotta? I felt awful making her worry like that. Anyway, I'd better start getting all the livestock back in the barn where they belong. Thank you so much for saving my brother. I couldn't stop thinking about all the awful stuff that could have happened to him. I'm so glad he's okay. Meow meow. Anybody else we didn't talk to? I think that's everyone.
Adol, Karja. Rafe said he'd like to speak with you. Do you have a moment to hear him out?
I take it you've calmed down a bit?
Yeah. I'm sorry I jeopardized our operation on Ralphos like that.
What are we gonna do now?
I still have my mom to think about. So I'd like to stay aboard the Sandras if you'll let me. But you should know that I haven't forgiven him.
I'm sure I'm not the best person to ask this, but why were you willing to go so far?
That man. My dad, Dawson, used to be the commander of the militia, and the best swordsman in all of Karnak. Me and my little brother Mark couldn't have been more proud to have him as our father.
Now that you mention it, I remember hearing the previous commander was a force to be reckoned with. And you say you've got a little brother?
One I was very close to. We spent all our time together. Both of us dreamed of becoming militia members like our father when we grew up. But then one day, the militia tried to crack down on a group of pirates who'd been making trouble in town. His sword arm was wounded during the battle. After that day, he wasn't able to swing a weapon anymore. As a result, he had to leave the militia. Wasn't long before he developed an alcohol addiction. It'd make him violent at times, but we truly believed he'd snap out of it one day. Go back to the man we used to know. Mark and I both held on tight to that hope. It was the only thing that kept us going sometimes. But then one day, he tried to make me buy him booze with the money Mom had worked so hard to save up. And for the first time, I stood up to him, with predictable results. Mark probably couldn't stand seeing him hit me over and over like that. So he offered to go buy the drink in my place. But as Mark ran to the store, a passing Roman army carriage sped by, trampling him to death beneath it. Ever since that day, I've had these dark, murky urges churning around in my chest.
Do Gran and the others know about?
My dad was pretty famous in town, so I'm sure everyone knows.
Reef, I want your skills on our crew, so you're still welcome on the ship. But, speaking as the captain, if you cause any issues while aboard, you'll get zero leniency from me. If you can accept those terms, then you've got my permission to come aboard.
Momina is currently looking after Dawson. As long as she's there, I believe Rafe will be able to restrain himself.
Right. Sorry to have caused you so much worry, Dr. Flare.
There will always be cases where parents and children just can't see eye to eye. But no matter their relationship, there's still a bond between them that can never be broken.
I suppose so.
At any rate, I understand your situation now. Board the ship as soon as you're ready.
Aye, aye, ma'am. Adol. Karja. Thanks.
At long last, we can finally get to the next region.
Everyone! Off the starboard beam! Look! Look!
Seems like he came to see us off.
All right, Adol. Set a course due south. We make for Specular Bay!
Guess those kids didn't need any help from us after all.
The princess has grown a great deal since she began working together with Adol. But I can't help wondering just why the Jarl... No, it's not my place to question. All shall proceed according to the will of Har.
Chapter 5, Beacon of Reprisal, End. The brooding Ruffus Island has marked surrounding terrain and exploration points.
Google, you're back!
Harvest Festival prep. It's almost time for the Harvest Festival on Balta Island. I don't know if we can hold it like we usually do, all things considered, but we should at least make some headway on preparations. A group of dangerous bees has been showing up on Callan Island, north of Fallon Island. They may bring harm to the villagers if left unchecked. Would you be willing to rid them for us? Let's see. Slaughter consists of nothing but animal footprints. It almost feels like a plea for something. Maybe a certain someone is hungry?
Wasn't Mr. Whaley adorable? He even came to see us off.
Oh, Mr. Whaley. I sure hope we get to meet him again someday.
Mr. Whaley? What's with the corny nickname? That thing put us through the ringer and back.
Aw, that's all water under the bridge, Karja. Besides, he's just so gosh darn cute!
Isn't he, though? Those shoe button eyes on that giant body? How could anyone resist?
Can't say I see where you're coming from. Then again, now that he's back to his senses... Mr. Whaley, huh?
About your father, Rafe.
My father? Never heard of him. Honestly, I'm still trying to make sense of things. So, sorry for making you worry, Mom. But would you mind giving me some space?
Just promise not to do anything you'll regret.
I hope the hull's okay.
All right, let's disembark.
Oh, wait a minute. I still gotta make some remedies and stuff.
I need a break.
Sorry, but I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. I'm saying that we need to have a serious talk about just who runs the show on this ship. There are plenty of adults here now, aren't there? Surely you kids understand that this burden is more than you ought to bear on your own. I see their aim. In that case, are you and the other adults able to sail the ship? Can you read nautical charts? Turn the rudder in the right direction? Have you ever fought with cannons before? Surely you aren't planning to make us handhold you through all that and then quietly step aside unless the going gets tough. Well, you may leave things at that for now, Mr. Carpent. After all, we've resolved to simply observe for the time being. When matters prove to be too much for them, we will step in and handle things as adults. Wait, so he's still set on this? I can understand where the mayor is coming from. It's not like my dad doesn't understand the situation either. Probably, anyway. It's just that he's the kind of person who can't help leaping into action the moment a thought enters his mind. I know being a merchant is ingrained into every fiber of his being, but I wish he'd save it for the right time and place. Leave it to my dad to try and turn this situation into a business opportunity. I'm sure that's why he's been so successful, but it causes no end of headaches for everyone around him. So be it. Still think we're missing out on a golden opportunity, though. But I've got to admit, Cruz has really grown some guts compared to how he used to be. Clearly, I've been teaching him well over the years. Makes me proud, as galling as it is. Yeah. I will make no more than decisions required of me as mayor. Naturally, there will be times when the safety of the townsfolk takes top priority, but... Hold on. Doesn't all that bric-a-brac in the corner belong to Gren and his friends? One must wonder whether they truly understand the gravity of the situation.
Here to help with Karnak's restoration?
Contribute materials. Oh.
Is there anything? Keep up the good work.
Damn it, I was gonna polish up my sword, but my mind just won't focus. And here I thought this whole experience might help my stupid pops ease up a little. What he said was pretty solid, though. I don't necessarily think he's wrong. Give me a break, Karja. You're seriously gonna take his side? Now I'm even more bummed out. Why is he gotta act like such a know-it-all anyway? Especially since he'd still be a Grieger right now if we hadn't saved him. I'd tell you to just get over it, but I guess that'd be hypocritical of me. Still, don't go dragging your personal problems onto the ship. Fine. Stupid old man. Where does he get off acting all high and mighty? Especially when he'd still be a Grieger right now if we hadn't saved him. With the addition of Raft to the crew, you can now dismantle equipment. Equipment can be dismantled at the forge on the Sandras. Doing so yields basic beast parts and basic craft stock.
Hey, how's your gear?
I actually haven't had an opportunity to enhance anything for a while now.
Hit me up whenever.
My first examination of him in Karnak was concerning enough, but Mr. Evelisa's symptoms are more dire than I realized. I imagine his chances of recovery are low. They are not, however, outside the realm of possibility. The medical world makes advancements every day. Stumbling upon a new remedy would be far from unheard of. In the meanwhile, we'll just have to look after him and persevere, for Raph's sake as well, in a certain sense. Hopefully an effective treatment will turn up during our voyage. In the meantime, we'll just have to look after him and persevere. It says you have dialogue, but you don't have dialogue. Yeah, I'm the great Dawson. Come at me, you bastards. I've known Raph has been agonizing over what happened to Mark all this time, but I never thought it would drive him to this point. Maybe it's too late to fix things anymore.
What can I get you? Anything else I can help? Safe travel.
It doesn't seem like Mr. Evilis's condition has improved at all, and Rafe appears to be acting normally, but that might be more concerning in its own right. I've always thought of him as being very calm, but in reality he's been keeping all his grief and rage pent up inside. How, after all the time we spent together, had I never noticed? I'm worried about Mr. Evelise too. Mrs. Evelise too. She's been keeping the family afloat through all of this. It really makes me hope that things will turn around for them someday.
Is something... All finished. There, take this with you. Anything else? Don't stray.
Hugo is preoccupied with pecking at a piece of dried meat. Why, you've been pinching food from the mess hall, haven't you? Someone's having fun. Unbelievable. This bird's probably got more brains than the lot of us.
My stomach could use a little something.
What am I giving to Karja? You gave the peculiar Har wood carving to Karja. You're giving me this carving? Hey Adol, tell me, is this Har statue cute? Oh yeah, hands down. You don't say. So this actually fits the bill. Rosa and Mirabelle toss that word around like it's nobody's business. But it doesn't make a lick of sense to me. How do you tell what's cute from what's not? I think guys and girls have different ideas of cute. Oh, really? In that case, I guess it'd be better to go ask the experts themselves. You want to understand what cute is, Karja? I see. Then say no more. We'll give you the full rundown. Rosa, what are some examples of things you think are cute? Let's see. Well, the dolls that I've had since I was a kid, for starters. They mean the world to me. Good. What else? Pickards. Their itty-bitty eyes are adorable, of course. But when they make those sweet little noises, I can barely contain myself.
Good for you.
And? Children's faces when they sleep, I guess? Dolls, livestock, and children. So basically, small things are cute. That about the gist of it? That's partially true, but it isn't necessarily so restrictive. I suppose defining cute is more difficult than I realized. How about this? It's a word you use when It's a word you use not just when something's small, but when it's so lovable that it tugs at your heart. Right. You see something cute and your heart just goes, Huh. Exactly. I guess you could call it that gentle squeezing feeling you get in your chest. Huh. In that case, I guess the little girl we saved at the lighthouse made me feel like that. Oh, you mean Sasha? Exactly, Princess. Sasha's definitely cute. Let's keep it going. Can you name anything else? The white whale too, maybe? You mean Mr. Whaley? I totally agree. Oh, so I'm on the right track. I never thought I'd see the day when we'd be having this conversation with you, Karja. Well, Karja, what else do you think is cute? Adol, I guess. What? Oh, and why do you say that? Well, he's my little brother, of course. But more than that, whenever I see his skilled swordplay, my heart goes, I kind of feel like that's a little different. Huh? Really? But... Did something she said stand out to you? Yes, hearing her say that gave me an epiphany. When the princess here calls Sasha or Mr. Whaley cute, I don't think she's basing it off their outward appearances. Rather, it's the way they act and live their lives that resonates with and squeezes her heart. The same, of course, applies to you too, Adol. Anyhow, I think our conclusion for today is that what's cute can vary from person to person. So if the princess says that the little carving is cute, then that's what it is. Hey, you hear that, brother? Turns out cuteness really is a layered subject. You gave the green turban ear clips to Rosalind. Oh wow, these are beautiful. Are you sure I can have them? Yeah, not like they'd be any use in battle, so we've no need of them. I guess not, huh? Still, thank you both. Hopefully I can wear them while working the inn again someday. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I wonder why these conversations exist in games. But, you know, it's to build a character and trust, I guess. So you plan to reopen it? Yep, I know it'll be difficult, but no matter how hard it gets, I won't give up. That night when the town was attacked, as I was being carried off by the Grieger, I could see the Rosveri Inn burning. The place that my parents poured their blood, sweat, and tears into, that my sister worked so hard to protect. There's just no way I'm going to let it end like that. Now that you mention it, we found you on Hayes Island. There was a complete recreation of Karnak there. It's kind of spooky, if I'm being honest. Any idea what might have caused it, Rosa? Grant asked me the same thing, but I can't remember anything that happened when I was in Grieger. I'm sorry. Though I'm sure I had the inn and my family in mind. Probably because it was the last thing I'd seen before I was turned. Makes sense. The only thing connecting that place to Karnak was the fact that you were there, Rosa. So, I do think there's a link between you and all the strangeness that went down. Of course, there's no way to get a concrete lead on that now. Yeah, I agree. In any case, thank you for the gift. I'll treasure them. Yeah, well, I guess it really is just to build Divinity. Hey, sorry for all the trouble. I'm not looking to atone for my sins or anything, but I am willing to earn my keep around here. Didn't expect to put my mercenary experience to use quite like this, though. Kinda ironic, don't you think? Anyway, you don't need to go treating me like a powder keg. For now, I'm just going to focus on what's directly ahead. Better for me that way anyhow. The white whale. It was almost like he was saying, let's meet again. Pinch me, I'm dreaming. You didn't hear anything. I hope I get to see the white whale again someday. Okay. The youth brigade kids sure have an awful lot of baggage for their ages. I guess you could say the same about anybody. I guess you could say the same about anybody, though. There's no such thing as a person without struggles. But we always hope that the people closest to us will be there to support us through it. True that. Gotta say, you've done some growing, Ezra. You think so? I don't feel particularly different. No such thing as a person without struggles, huh? I'm one of the older ones here, so it's on me to figure out how to prop you guys up. I too am a member of the Sandra's crew, so of course I hope we are able to support each other for the good of our voyage moving forward.
Let's set sail.
Okay, we still got to do this thing. I know all that just because I wanted to make some potions.
All right, let's disembark.
That's how this game is, though.
All right, better mark this area on the map. Something's here. Let's get Something's off. Might want to mana sense around. Mana! Oh, found something.
Blue lump. Okay.
Okay, let's ride. Let's get
Wow, this stuff is so awkwardly placed, it's kind of hard to get it all. Whoop.
Yeah, okay, let's ride. Yeah.
Yeah, boy, the music's really is good in this this whole series.
Something's off. Might want to mana sense around.
Sort of has that that Castlevania legacy, where the music is sometimes even better than the actual game.
tracks!
Switch!
Switch! How's that? Not done yet! Go to... How's that? Go! Let's go! Monosense might come in handy here. How's that? What's this?
Switch!
Catch me! Fire in the hole!
Let's get him!
It's hard to accommodate for all the fighting when so many things are coming at you off screen.
Sorry.
You'll be gone! Too late! Just hang tight! Still got some fight in you, right? Not here.
Oh.
Not done yet! How's that? Monosense might come in handy here.
Switch! Yeah!
Switch!
Switch!
right. Sheesh. Wilgie amulet. SP cost discount plus 0.4. Curse inflicted by foes minus 40. Okay, probably nothing I'd ever use.
Something's here.
Oh. Okay. Kind of weird angle there.
Here I go. Here I go. Hup. Come at me.
Okay.
Gotcha! Okay, let's go.
Okay, I think that's all it was to find that one boss. Okay, that being said, why don't we stop it there? This is meowmurai. You've been watching East 10 Nordics running on PC. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.